As I walked up to the stove for the 30th night in a row, and as I just finished cooking this dish, I told myself that I would never ever put myself in this situation ever again. You see, that was in December of 2004. And me and my wife now, Phyllis, we had just we just started dating about 5 months ago, and we were pretty serious already with that point in time, and we had just recently moved in together, and we just started our first business together. And we were so broke that 30 days prior to, we went to the store and we bought a box of ramen noodles. That the special was, it was a 24 pack. When you bought the 24 pack, you would get 6 free. So it's 30 days worth of noodles. And that's how broke we were. And I found 30 creative ways to cook ramen noodles. One day and I have 2 pots. We only own 2 pots. And a pan and a pot. One pot was for soup, and the other pan was for noodles that I would fry up. So we would share a package of noodles, and I found creative ways to cook them, right? Some days I would do soupy noodles. Some days I'd put hot dogs in there. Some days I'd put an egg in there. Sometimes I'd put ham in there. Sometimes I'd put, sometimes I'd fry them, right, with an egg on top, things like that, right, for 30 days. And I told myself that I would never, ever put myself in that situation ever, ever, ever again. And I haven't. So I didn't grow up with money, and Phyllis as well. She did not. She came to the United States, as a matter of fact, with about $1,500 in her bank account as a student, and worked and paid her way through college. Without any support from family, and she had to get a job. She had to sell Bibles, right? Had a thick accent, Chinese accent, right? Going to the South, driving to the South, having to buy herself a car without a driver's license, drive down to places like Mississippi, the hood, and sell Bibles door to door, and just to make a living to pay for her college, right? And we knew we were meant to be with each other for the rest of our lives. There was just an instant connection, instant bond. But we struggled a lot when we first started our business. It didn't go well at all right away. And after about 30 days of living that way, I told myself I'd never, ever, ever put ourselves in that position ever again. And literally the very next day, something shifted in me. And I went out at that time, we ran a sales company. So I went out to what we call the field, and I just had like my best day, right? I had my best day. I went in that morning and ran a meeting with my guys, and they went out, they had their best day, and I had my best day. And I realized that out of all the things that you know and that you learn, and all the strategies and tactics and all the fundamental methods and all that stuff, you see there's 3 levels of mastery. The first level is cognitive mastery. Cognitive mastery is where you understand it. Then there's emotional mastery. Emotional mastery is where and then there's physical mastery. This is where you embody it. And I was in enough pain for 30 days. And on the 30th day, the last pack of ramen noodles, and finding 30 creative ways to cook it, and quite honestly, being sick of ramen noodles at that point in time, even though I found creative ways to cook it, there was something that shifted in me, that I took all the things that I learned, all the things that I knew, all the passion, everything that I had learned about how to sell and how to build rapport and how to establish, position ourselves and establish trust with clients, how to connect, right? Everything that we learned. And somehow that very next day I went to work and I taught my guys how to embody it, and so did I. And we all went out to the field. We just totally crushed it. And then we crushed it to the point where we ended up becoming the #1 vendor at that point in time for a company for Staples office products. That's what we sold. My company had a contract with Staples, and the company that they own, they part owned, was a company called Quill Office Products. And me and my guys would actually go business to business sales, cold calling, and set up office supply ordering accounts. And we would get paid for every account that we set up, so that people would order from Quill, and when they ordered, they would get delivered. And we never looked back ever since that. We totally became their #1 vendor. Took us about a year to get there, and we just started scaling and scaling and scaling and scaling. Something that's painful enough that you want to move away from, right? And something at that point in time, you take what you learn and you embody it. You turn into physical mastery with it. So again, welcome to the Tights Mastermind. Tights Mastermind is about really how to make more money, right? How to make more money, but doing it the ethical way, doing it the heart-centered way. Doing it in a way where you start relationships, you nurture relationships, you get to the point where even though you're telling people to take action or to show them that that you have decided to craft your community or your offer, and really getting them to say either yes or no, right? But never maybe to you, and never maybe to themselves. It's either a very clear yes or no. But even if you get your audience to a certain point, let's make sure that we do it in a very heart-centered way, right? Because I shared with you guys that if you really want to be successful, it is about winning, hearts first, right? It is about winning hearts, then winning heads, then winning handshakes. That is the model. If you want to be successful, it doesn't matter what niche you're in. It's about winning hearts first, winning heads first, and then winning handshakes. I'll walk you through some examples of using us as a case study. I know we've had discussions about some of the changes that I'm making, and I'm making them, right? There's no doubt. That's the makeup of the community. That's how I want to operate, and I'm going to share with you the reasonings behind all that, so that everybody's clear. And most importantly, I'm doing this not just for myself, but I'm also doing this for you guys. I want to make sure that you spend time on and spend time with on the things and with people who deserve your time, especially if you've earned it. Okay, I'm gonna repeat that. Spend time on and spend time with the people that deserve your time, especially if you've earned it, right? By walking through this model of winning hearts, winning heads, and winning handshakes. And then everything's about win-win, right? That's what I learned from one of my original mentors, Dr. John Maxwell. Everything's got to be a win-win, or there's no deal, right? Win-win or no deal. And then you can also create win-win situations for everybody, right? But at the same time, you're never gonna make everybody happy with the decisions that you make. Just like the recent election with the US here, there's 21, a lot, I can't remember how many total votes, but 87 million or something like that, 90 million people voted for Donald Trump. And then, the other 60, 71 million people voted for, Kamala Harris, right? You're just not going to make everybody happy at the same time, but you still have to, you have to create boundaries, right? You have to create boundaries, and you have to make a decision, right? And you have to live that's in alignment with who you are and what you really want to do and who you want around you, okay? So let's really walk you through how I actually have won, win hearts, win heads, getting people to the point where I make an offer, and where I say, look, I'm gonna win handshakes now, and it's either a yes or a no, but never maybe. And how I actually do that, I believe in the most heart-centered and most ethical way, okay? And then at the same time, being able to customize things so that you can make it a win-win for everybody, okay? So this is called our Expert Unleashed from care to cash method, right? That's what I call from care to cash method. It's 4 very simple steps. It starts with intention first, and then impact, and then implement, and then income, okay? So how do you win hearts? Well, you start with intention first. So just like this, right? I set up the well, actually, even before the community, but when I create content, let's say, for example, right now we're starting to run ads for the very first time, right? We're running ads. And right away on the ad level, my intention there is to not to advertise so that people can just come to me, right? My intention to advertise is to add value, is to win hearts right away. So when people see my content, whether it be organic content that I share in communities or share my own personal profile, or I run ads now, right, to like Facebook, my intention is pure. I just want to win hearts. I just want to add value. I don't want to be an advertiser, right? I'm shifting from advertiser to add value. Okay. Everything that I do is first things first is I want to win hearts. Okay. And on the physical example of this would be, I'll use Dwight and Brandon. They're not here tonight with us at our mastermind because they're actually in Boise right now, which I'm very proud of. They're in Boise right now. It's at the Prime Movers Fountainhead Selling Online event, Russell Brunson's event. And they were actually yesterday, they were pulled up on stage because they are doing so well as members of our community, as somebody being coached by me, that they were using them as a case study of how they're actually doing it, right? And I met Dwight and Brandon back in June of this year. It was May of this year. And we met that was the first time I saw them. I met them at the Mastermind in Paradise, one of Russell Brunson's event. And at that point in time, they have been in this particular industry for 18 months. And they have not gotten a sale. And when I first met them, it's, as a matter of fact, before I even met them, my intention going to that event was, I just want to love on people. I just want to care for people, right? I just want to win hearts. So I went in with that intention already, not to sell people, not to make any offers, not to do any of that stuff. I just want to go and just listen, see where people are at. If there's any way I can help them get unstuck, I just want to go with that intention in mind, right? And I did. And right away we hit it off. I found out about their business. They were a funnel building, business. They want to be funnel builders. And I just, sitting next to them, right, and sharing and caring and sharing them what I was able to do and where I was stuck and all that stuff. And it just came through as like, there's no intention here other than I just want to listen to you. And if I can help you, I'm going to help you, right? That's how I started. So we hit it off right away, right? Winning hearts. I share with them, gave a bunch of stuff that they can do right away. And with that intention, with nothing other than I just want to share with you right now. I just want to care, right? Okay. And they felt it, most importantly. When your intention is pure, people will feel it. Okay. People will feel it. All right. And then the second part is impact. So how I do impact is when people see me, right, for the first time, and my intention is I just want to care, I just want to share, I just want to add value to you. And how I impact people is, that's why we set up our community. That's why we set up our Laptop Lifestyle Tribe. That is the start of the relationship, right? That's the start of the relationship. Okay, when people actually come into our community right away, that's why I chose to go the community route instead of taking traffic directly to like a webinar page where they can register for a webinar or to a lead magnet only, right? I wanted to set up a community because I wanted to show people that I do care. I want to show the people who I actually am as a person, and I want to make impact, right? I want to make impact. So that's how I win hearts. So with them, Brandon and Dwight, what I did was after I shared with them some of the stuff, we actually, I said, hey, let's schedule a call let's schedule some time while we're here. On the break when we're out, after the sessions, people are going to the pool. Let's hang out there. Let's really craft out your business. Let's walk through your client's journey. And they were like, wow, you're willing to share all this stuff? Yeah. So that's what we did. We did for 3 days, right? Literally spent time with them for three days doing that. Okay. And I do the same thing too in our groups, right? In our community, when you guys are in the community and impact, and I'm sharing things that are making an impact on you. And then I also do this in other communities as well. A lot of Tony Robbins community, Dean Graciosa's community. Jessica Grant came from mastermind.com, where I was like in that community, making impact, starting conversations and entering conversations, right? So I'm making impact in there. All designed to win hearts, right? Intention, impact is all designed to win hearts. People know it, people feel it. And then there comes a point where then you want to move from winning hearts to winning heads. And the best way to win heads is that you can actually show people how to implement the thing that you're actually sharing. So in Jessica's case, Jessica Grant, how to win her heart was she posted something that was, she was super, super frustrated with it. And I went in there, I answered, gave her a really clear strategy, and she loved it. Out of all the people that commented, she loved what I shared. And then we had meaningful conversations. And then we took it to a private conversation. She actually messaged me and said, I really love, thank you very much. And I just kept sharing with her, right? And then all I did was, I said, now I've already won her heart. She knows that I care. I said, hey, you just want to hop on a call, right? I'll show you how to implement it. She's like, would you be willing to do that? I'm like, yeah, most definitely. And I did that. So we hopped on the very first call, showed her how to implement, she implemented. And then we scheduled another call. She hopped on another call. And then we, showed her how to implement again after the second call, right? And by that point in time, I won her heart and I've won her head. To the point where after the second call, she messaged me and I didn't have to make her an offer. She was the one who actually asked for the offer, right? And how you win handshakes is, guys, you gotta have an offer. All activities need to lead to an offer. And I'm not saying that everybody will take you up on your offer, but if you continue to do activities that I think Jason had mentioned, this $0 activities, are they really $0 activities? They're not, if it leads to an offer, right? But if you do 0 activities that don't lead to an offer, you're not going to make an offer, then the real reason why people burn out is not because they work hard. It's people burn out because they work hard and there's no progress, right? Working hard is not burning out. Working hard without progress, that is burning out. So you got to put yourself in a position to make an offer. I see it all the time. I see it every day. And my most frustrating thing as a coach in this space is getting people to actually take action with the things that are being taught, getting people to be in a position so that your audience, your clients, your potential clients can experience you. Because again, we're not in the information age. We are in the experience age. People cannot say yes to you, or people cannot say, for you to put yourself in a position for people to say yes to you unless they experience you. Right? When I launched this coaching program on July 4th of 2022, I knew right away that, I needed people to experience me. I need to be in a position where I'm in front of them. So that's why on July 4th, I said, I'm going to run the 2-hour intensive on July 20th, 16 days later, without an offer created, without knowing what I was going to run on my webinar, without any of that stuff. I just said I was going to do it. I scheduled it. And when those people who came on that day to experience me, because I scheduled it, because I told people about it, it took me 16 days to really prep that, right? Prep my webinar, prep the stuff I was going to deliver, and craft my offer, most importantly. Because I knew that once they experienced me that day, I was going to make an offer, right? And I did, and 3 people bought. And it was a $29.97 offer, $2,997. So we made almost $10,000 the first night running our first webinar, right? So this is the care to cash method. Starts with intention that you care. Just doesn't matter where you are, whether you're going to a networking meeting, a mastermind, right? Running an ad, it starts there. Going into groups and doing brand outreach, it doesn't matter. Your intention should be, I just want to win hearts. I just want to care. I just want to love on people, right? And then make an impact. You're going to have to spend some time with people. Remember, there's 2 types of transactions. Well, there's really 4 if you really think about it, right? The very first transaction is time, getting people to spend time with you. The second transaction is getting people to spend more time with you. The third transaction is getting people to spend money with you. And then the fourth transaction is how you really scale is getting people to spend more money with you. Right? That's the 4 transactions. So if you build your business just on that, how do I get people to spend time with me? That's where intention, win hearts come in. And when people know that you care, then you move to make an impact, then you're getting people to spend more time with you. Then you show them how to implement. That's where then you have your hot offer, your core offer, your front end offer, whatever you want to call it, right? That's where you have to make your first offer. Because that first offer is what gets people to implement. Right? And where you really, really scale and grow your business is where you have a back end offer. That's where you then make another offer to, once they achieve that result, that first result of your first offer, then you're going to make them another offer so that will take them to the next result. By that point in time, they've already generated the income to be able to afford that second offer. Does that make sense? So you got to make your first offer very irresistible. So the reason why everything is set up the way it is to win hearts, win heads, win handshakes. I really am a believer of these 4 things that need to happen, that will happen, right? So when we set up our community, when people come into our community to join the Laptop Lifestyle Tribe, they get access. And the decision that I'm making is we're going to start this in January, right? So I'm going to start a brand new 2025 method, a way of building our community. I want you guys to build a free community. I want you guys to give a free lead magnet. I want you guys to run a free webinar. But at the same point in time, I also at the same time want you guys to create boundaries for yourself. I want you guys to take care of yourselves. I don't want you to spend time on doing things and with people who come to a certain point where you really need to make them an offer and tell them to say yes or no to you so that you can protect yourself at the same time. So you're not burning out and spending time on things and with people that are there just for free stuff. There's got to be a limitation. Does that make sense? See, I believe that one thing I learned, I went to Business Mastery in 2019 in Las Vegas with Tony. That was my second Business Mastery. And there was a woman who stood up and she actually thanked Tony for it. She bought a ticket to go to Business Masters, a $5,000 ticket, right? She's up there right behind us. She's part of the diamond and where the plat group is up front. And she's behind and she thanked Tony for showing her that business was really not the thing that she should be doing. So she was going to go away, but she was going to go away happy, right? Because she went there to learn how to start a business. And she realized that after learning what it takes to actually start and run a successful business, she realized that it wasn't for her. And for me, I'm the same way. So when I bring people into our community to win hearts and win heads, all I'm doing is I'm sharing things that actually get people to say, hey, this is exactly what it takes to run a very successful online business, to live the laptop lifestyle, to live, work, and earn from anywhere. Right? I lay all the cards on the table, the stuff that's in the classroom, the recorded web classes, the recorded mastermind, the live mastermind, the live web classes. I'm here to show you guys exactly what it takes. Right? So in January, the people who come into our community starting January, they have access to that for 30 days. Because what I want people to do is I want people to get off the sidelines and get involved right away, if they're really serious and committed to this. Because what I want to do with access to our community and things within it for 30 days, they should already know what it's going to take to live the laptop lifestyle. And I want them to come to a conclusion to say, you know what? This isn't for me. I'm going to go away. I found out what it takes to actually do this, how to drive traffic, how to build client journeys, how to build a community, how to do lead magnet, how to run a webinar, all of that stuff, right? Thank you very much, Steve. I appreciate you sharing all this, but I'm going to go away because you know what? I realize that running an online business is not my thing. To be able to live the laptop lifestyle, even though it sounds great, it's not my thing. I want them to go away, right? And then the second person who comes in and consumes everything for 30 days, I want them to, and if they are the type of person that continuously strives to get more information all the time without doing anything, they want to just stay the same. I also want them to not be part of the community because they're not going to do anything regardless. Whether it's in our community, whether it's other people's community, they're just that type of a person that they just won't take action. I believe that I give a lot of value. There's gold in everything that I share, right? And I can give this person gold all day, but they're not going to do anything with it. And if they're going to stay the same, not make any changes, even though they desire change, but they're not willing to do what it takes to change, then I also want them to not be part of the community as well. That's why we're only going to give them 30-day access. Now, the third type of person is somebody who comes into the community, dives into the classroom, attends the mastermind, attends the web classes, watches the recording of the web class and the mastermind, watches everything that's in the classroom. And that person as well, when they hear our offer and they say no to our offer, I also love that person as well. I also want them to not be part of our community as well. Why? Because at that point in time, within 30 days, they should already know, you guys should already know what is it that you actually need to do, right? That you can actually go and you guys can already, even if you left this community right now, with what I've already taught you, and just being part of it for 30 days, you can go and do this on your own already. And I'd rather have you go out and take action and try to attempt to do things on your own, right? That you can go find your own way. Or the fourth person that would just say, you know what? I love what you shared. I know I can do this on my own, but I don't want to. I want to follow away. I want the coaching. I want speed to success. I want to condense, right? I want to accelerate my success. I want to condense decades into days. I want to collapse success. I want to follow away. So I'm going to say yes to your offer because I know that that's just going to get me there. And I don't want to do it alone because when you attempt to do things on your own, guys, I will tell you this right now, it's easier to quit and give up when you're by yourself. It's way easier. Okay. So that's why I made a decision to that. For those of you who are part of our community as right now, you will have access to this community for, this is something we're going to start at the beginning of the year. Okay. So you can stay till the end of the year if you want. If you want to continue staying to get the free stuff and come to the web classes, the masterminds, all that stuff, feel free to. But again, I caution you, if you're not going to really take action and say yes to our offer, then at the beginning of the year, you won't be part of this community because the community, I've decided to take this free community and turn it into a paid community and make it part of our first offer.